Hello guys, today we're going to be working on this GE dryer. The complaint is that it's not coming on at all, or the knob is broken. The model number is on the display. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. So the customer said that when he tried to put a setting, it feels like the knob is loose or it's coming off. So that means when he turns it, it doesn't really go to a specific setting. It just stays on off. The reason why is because that knob is stripped or broken, and also stripped the tip on the timer, as you see on that red arrow. So once one of them is stripped, it damaged the other one, and that's what we're going to be working on today. So this is day number 1, which is the day that we have done the diagnostic. And as you see, I'm trying to turn it with my needle nose pliers, try to turn it on. At this point, it's not coming on because the door is open. I didn't notice. But as you see right there, even the timer is all loose because it looks like the customer has been using sort of a pliers to be able to turn it and make it work. But it got to a point that it wasn't even working like that. As you see, it's all loose, and every time he puts a needle nose or any kind of pliers, then it starts pushing the timer all the way in, and that's what we're working on. As you see, when I close the door, it did come on because with the needle nose I turned it and it went to a setting. Now the reason why this timer goes bad is because one of them starts stripping, and then that one, it starts damaging the other one. So to do this repair right, you have to replace both. So you're gonna find some scenarios where you might just replace the knob, but that's your choice. My recommendation is replace both, which is the timer and the knob. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take it apart. Oh, by the way, disconnect the dryer before you start working on it to avoid electric shock. Now I apologize for this footage because I got some stuff in the way. Customer said he was gonna remove it, so I don't want to touch them, but he didn't show up, so I just leave them there. You're gonna find another footage which are better than this one later on this video. So you're gonna remove the 2 1/4 screws that are holding this top panel in place, and then you're gonna push back and release. Now to be able to have a better view, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this metal shield or cover, however you want to call it, to be able to have access to the timer. Now, like I said before, in day 1 we're just going to go ahead and do a diagnostic and find out what's going on. In day 2 we're going to go ahead and do the actual repair. Now this is the little clip that goes inside the timer knob, as you see in the footage on the top left. So if that clip is not there, if you just want to go ahead and put the little clip that goes inside the knob, it might start working again. You might make it work temporary until you get the timer. So that is in case you want to fix it temporary. Again, the good repair is when you replace the whole timer and knob. Now right there, this little screw, as you see, I'm using T-Torque screwdriver. So I put a picture there in case you are wondering what kind of screws is holding the timer in place. It's a very tiny screw, so you might use a T16 or T17 T-Torque screw, which in this case I put it on my drill, but you can buy a set on Amazon. Just go ahead and type T-Torque screw. However, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description of this video for the kit that I put in the picture right there, in case you don't have any T-Torque screwdriver. That's the name of it. They also said actually the screwdrivers, so I might put a link in the description of the video as well, in case you want to go ahead and order those screwdrivers. As you see right there, I'm turning the timer with a crescent wrench, and it feels kind of tight. After a while, those timers start going very tight, and it starts getting the knob to strip. Now over here, what I'm doing is, as you see right there in the footage on the top right, the timer was loose. So this scenario in day one is just if you're not going to replace anything, and I'm going to tell you when to stop watching. And day two, we're going to go ahead and actually replace the timer. So if the timer is loose, just go ahead and adjust those legs on the timer, bend them back, and the timer will be back in place very tight. Now again, I'm using here a T-torque screwdriver to be able to remove and install the screws back in place. See, right there is tight, and this is the knob, and you can see right there it has a crack in it and it has to be replaced. So I have to come back to be able to install a new timer and a new knob. However, if you're doing this repair yourself, and if you don't want to spend too much money, go ahead and try to adjust the timer again and put this back in place. But my recommendation is replace both. This is repair day. This is day number 2, the actual repair day. So we're gonna go ahead and remove again. See, this is what I was telling you. I got a better footage here where I'm removing the 2 screws in the back. They are 1/4, and you can use a drill or a 1/4 screwdriver to be able to remove those screws from the back of the panel to be able to have access to the timer. Over here, I have an even better footage, and that's how you remove those screws. So here's one on each side, and once you do that, just push the panel back like so, and it will release. You know, I tried to leave most of the footage in case you're running the same complications that I run into it. So remove this cover to have access to the timer. Again, this is day number 2 when we are going to replace the timer. And over here, I'm using the T-torque screwdriver again, which this is the tip, and I'm putting the picture right here. You can get this on Amazon, the tips for the drill or the screwdrivers. There's going to be a link in the description of this video, by the way. Now, this is something that it looks very simple, and I thought this was going to take about 5 minutes. It took me about 20-30 minutes because you're going to want to try not to damage this terminals. This is the new timer, as you see right there. Timer. What I'm going to do now is trying to compare the tension between the old timer and the new timer. So I also replacing the timer knob, so I don't want to hear any complaints from the customer, so I'm replacing both. This is the part number for the timer knob, and this is the part number for the actual timer. There's going to be a link in the description of this video in case you have this model, this dryer model number. If you got the same exact model number that I'm working on, you can just go to the link and buy the parts. Now I'm using this, and as you see, it's turning, but I feel more tension on the old timer, which means it's worn out on the inside. When I put it on the new one, it's more freely. So again, it's your choice. The older timer is still working, but the thing is getting too tight, and the tip is stripped. So if I replace just the knob in a few days, I'm going to hear from the customer again. So I want to avoid any go backs. So I'm gonna give you a demonstration here on how to start replacing. Go ahead and remove those terminals and go ahead and start installing the terminals on the new one. That way you don't miss in how they are connected, or take a picture before you start removing wires to remember where they were. Now, as I was saying before, this is supposed to be a 5-minute repair, but for some reason this terminals has a lock mechanism that I was trying a different ways in how to release that lock, because it's very hard to remove these terminals when they are locked in place. It doesn't even look like it's a lock there, but it is a lock there. Now I'm using this razor knife, but I don't recommend to do that because you can cut yourself very easy. So you're gonna see I try different ways. I wiggle it. Some of them has a lock on them, some of them don't. So see, I use the screwdriver, and the thing is, when you force them, you might up breaking them, and then you have another issue. So just follow the video and use the method that works best for you. As you see right there, it's very hard. You have to put a lot of pressure on them to be able to remove it. If you have a better way to remove this terminals, go ahead and comment down in the comment section. That way we all learn in this video. And you see, you can even pull them, but you can see and feel how strong you have to pull down when you are trying to remove it just by force. Now, another thing, when you force them like that, they opened up, so when you're gonna install them back again, go ahead and clip in with a needle nose, as you see right there. I have to close them back again, that way it has a good grab on the terminal. There we go. Try not to close them all the way too, because then it's gonna be a pain to be able. See, I clip them, I just make sure they close and they grab the terminal very good, but I don't close them all the way, because then you're not gonna be able to put it in the terminal. See right there, it's very tight. It's not coming off easy. These two were kind of loose, so I removed them and close them with the needle nose. And this way I make sure it's not going to be any shortage for any wiring loose. And just wiggle it in, and you will feel in your fingers and your hand how they go in very tight, so you know for sure that you're not going to have any issues with that situation. Okay. Once you install all the wiring, go ahead and set the timer in place and make sure it goes in those male to female connections on the side, like so. And go ahead and install the little screws that holds the timer in place. As you see right there, most of the time they're nowhere to be found because there's very small screws, but I was able to find it. Try to grab like a little plate or something to put the screws. There's the T-torch screws. And at this point, we're gonna go ahead and install the this shield, this back cover in place, and install all the 1/4 screws that holds the panel in place. Let's remove this tip. And install them in place. At this point, we're pretty much done, guys. We're just gonna go ahead and put everything back together, do some testing. This job is easy. It's just the fact that those terminals are hard to remove, and then if you break one of them, you might have another issue. Now in this scenario, you got to make sure you put these tabs. There will be like 4 or 5 tabs in this top panel. Make sure you put them in the hole and then push it towards you, towards the front of the dryer, and they will fall in place. Now let's put the knob and timer, brand new, knob brand new. It feels like the dryer is brand new. So now we're gonna go ahead and install the 2 screws that holds the top panel in the back, just like so. Go ahead and plug the dryer in, and now we're just gonna go ahead and do some testing. Put it on heat. Just want to make sure it's turning, but it's not heating yet. You have to let it run for like about a minute or 2. And again, guys, you choose to just, if you want to replace, if the tip of the timer looks good, go ahead and replace the knob if you're doing this repair by yourself. If you are a technician doing this repair, I recommend you to replace both, because you don't want to hear a callback from the customer anytime soon. So if this video helped you in any way, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.